It is time to make the sound to summon the stream. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickcard, and welcome back to the Pokemon Soul Silver Nuzlocke. If you are new here, the concept is very simple. This is a Nuzlocke, which means I am only allowed to capture the first Pokemon that I encounter in a location. I have to nickname them all, and they die forever if they faint in battle. There are some more rules. You can find an exhaustively thorough list of them in the description of this video. This is part of a series where I am doing a Nuzlocke of each of the Gen 1 through 4 remakes. We started with Fire Red, we're currently on Soul Silver. Next we're going to go to Alpha Sapphire, and finally we will end with Brilliant Diamond. Any of the Pokemon that we catch in any of our successful Nuzlockes will be locked out for the remainder of the entire marathon. Meaning that if I catch a Pidgey in the first game, there are no more Pidgeys allowed for any of the games that follow. A list of all the locked out Pokemon is also included in the description, and that reminds me I should bring up my Nuzlocke rules for easy reference. And yeah, that list is just going to keep on growing, so I've been very careful to make sure that we track all of that. And yes, Cole, we will have a guaranteed Slowpoke. I actually have that note here specifically in my spreadsheet. Location, Slowpoke well, notes, get Slowpoke with Surf, name Coles. So that has been explicitly noted. First things first. Previously, we got through the first 3 gyms of the game in this, our second attempt at the Nuzlocke, and holy hell does it feel good to reach this point with 6 Pokemon alive. So the first thing we want to check is see if we can headbutt something here in Ecruteak. Yes, we could potentially headbutt an Execute, a Leddyba, or a Pineco. Or we could save it for surfing for a guaranteed Poliwag or Poliwhirl. I think I'm going to save Ecruteak for the guaranteed water type. Simply because certain water-faring HMs are absolutely crucial for this run. If we lose all the Pokemon that are able to do Waterfall or Whirlpool, it is simply going to end up being a wash. Another really important thing we got last time was the HM for Rock Smash, which we are going to go ahead and teach to our adorable Sudowoodo named Flowey. And you can get that instead of Mimic. I'm never going to be using that in the context of a Nuzlocke. Quill, you think a beat-em-up would be easy to make? I've never actually thought about that before, you know? It could be. It really could be easy to make. So we've got a few... Let's see. We've got a few hidden items that we could get here. Find a Hyper Potion near the center in the empty square northeast of the Ecruteak Gym. Northeast, huh? Not seeing one. Nope. An Ultra Ball near the west gate, second lamplight from the left. Nope. Well, so much for relying on that guide for hidden items. Oh. It's because I wasn't actually in Ecruteak. That would explain why my information was not working. Look, the important thing to focus on is that I am very smart and competent. And I think we can all agree on that. And thankfully, since I am definitely playing this on original hardware, I have a fast-forward button. Route 38 and 39 will also have a chance for Magnemite. Yes. Yes, Cole, there is a chance for Magnemite. Okay, so this could actually be a bit of a tough fight. Oh dear God. Okay, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. They both have two Pokemon. Let's focus down one side of them. Honestly, Flowey is perfect for taking on the normal type Wigglytuff. And with the other one paralyzed, we will easily be able to ensure that it is not a problem. Perfect. Okay, we crit down the Wigglytuff. Flowey gets in a low kick. Jeez, that was strong. Alright, what are you pulling off? Gyro Ball. Of course, you got a Steel-type move off on Flowey. Cool. Let's take this bastard down. Actually, I hope we won't get it simply because we can't get a Magnezone. It doesn't matter if we can't get a Magnezone. If it's going to be a useful, functional Pokemon, it doesn't matter if we can't get it to its final form. Please stop slapping me. Please stop slapping me. Alright, you're just gonna be a little bit of a jerk here, I see. Let's go, Henrik. Please stop slapping me. Alright, let's take him down. Wigglytuff. Boom. Okay, we got him. Damn, Flowey put in some real work there. So, this route in particular, we got Pseudo-Wudo on, right? This is part of the Pseudo-Wudo route, I think? No, this is actually Route 37. And we haven't gotten an encounter on Route 37. So, in the morning, it is Ledybus, Stantler, Pidgey, and Vulpix. In the day, Pidgey, Stantler, Vulpix, Pidgeotto, and at night, Hoot Hoot, Stantler, Vulpix. Let's see, that's 40%, 45%. So morning now is actually currently the best time for the possibility of a new encounter on this route. But we should put out something weaker. Alright, let's see if the gods are going to favor us today. Hello, noob! Welcome to the stream. That is a Stantler. Noob, did you ever get to name the Pokemon you were queued up for last week? Because it still might be your turn over Cole's. I genuinely can't recall. No idea? Okay, then we'll just start with Cole. Cole, would you like to name a Stantler? We really might need to get this a little bit weaker. Jeez, that hurt like hell. Okay. No, Flowey, it's you. Name it Annie. Okay. Stantler named Annie. Oh, boy. I'm genuinely scared that a Rock Smash would kill here. Yes, in this generation, Rock Smash, they increased the power to 40. 20 might not have killed. Power 40 absolutely will kill. Katie is hurt, but getting off the paralysis would really help. So we're going to take a turn to heal. Okay, Katie, I need you to get off a Thunder Wave. There we go. Perfect. I don't trust anyone to hit it without killing it now, except for Uluku with a pet. Okay. That's fine. We are now still definitely below the 30% threshold where diminishing returns really start to pick up. Let's waste our Pokeballs first. Alright, Annie the Stantler has been caught. Let's make a note in my notes. Hell yeah, Stantler. And we're just going to background color that in my spreadsheet so that I know it's a new encounter for today so I can update my lists later. I was really glad when Stantler got an evolution. I always really liked the design of Stantler. I do not trust you not to kill me. Run. 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 Thank you. Here we go. Now we are in Ecruteak. Hello, Bill. My name is Oh God Why. Okay, and with that done, now we can go back to that dowsing machine FAQ. Now that I am actually in Ecruteak, and likely to find the things that were listed for Ecruteak. Find Hyper Potion near the center in the empty square northeast of the Ecruteak gym. Like here? Nope. Near the center in the empty square northeast of the Ecruteak gym. Oh, that's not the gym. God damn it. What is wrong with me today? I'm not that tired. Come on, there's supposed to be a hyper potion here. We're going to be a lot more diligent finding our things. Near the west gate, second lamppost from the left. And ether on the north side, immediately right of the burned tower. There we go. Let's see. What do you think of Lucario Z? I don't have any strong feelings on its design. I think, given ZA's mechanics, the idea of Mega Evolutions that last a shorter amount of time, but provide even more power, is a pretty good idea, however. But I think we are very limited by... It is limited, though. Okay. So there's actually no Ghastlies in the burned tower. There's Rattata, Coughing, Zubat, and Raticate. I don't think Coughing has ever been on our list, so Coughing is the only one that we can actually acquire. But if we can wait for the basement, then it's 50% Coughing instead of 35%, but also 5% Magmar. During the day, however, if I forward the clock a couple hours, it goes up to 50% Coughing and 10% Magmar. So second floor during day seems to be the best. So Noob, if we are lucky, you will get the opportunity to name either a Coughing, or if we are super lucky, a Magmar. Okay, Repel is active. Let's do this. Yes. Hello, Yusine. How are you doing? Hello, Morty. Hello. Alright, it's time for our battle against our vicious, evil rival, Cramvig, who has that goddamn Ghastly I keep failing to capture. So consistently that it might genuinely be considered that I'm doing a bit. I swear I'm not. I am actually just that consistently incompetent. Honestly, Tenna can get some nice try in on Bayleaf. Ooh, you did not hit your poison. That is bad for you. Okay. Let's go. Synthesis. 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 Are we really gonna do this song and dance, buddy? Thank you. Alright, are you gonna send out a bird next? No, you're actually sending out a Zubat next. Well, Katie can help clean up the Zubat. There we go. Freaking hell, Zubats and Golbats. And here is a Magnemite. Now, I do have some strong opinions about Magnemite. Am I repelled up? Yes, I dropped my repel before I walked in. I think Rock Smash low kick is based on weight, isn't it? Yeah. What is the weight of a Magnemite? I can't imagine that they are terribly heavy, but I also can't imagine they are terribly light. 13 pounds. Okay, no, we're definitely going for Rock Smash. Yes, of course. Magnemites weigh 13 pounds, so naturally, 3 of them stuck together in the form of Magneton would weigh 132 pounds. I'm sure you don't need me to explain to you how that is incredibly logical. There we go. Alright, Cramvig has been beaten. And we're a little hurt, but it's not bad. So again, the encounters on the next floor are Coughing and Magmar. Yeah, we're just gonna go straight down. Okay. There they go. Hello, Eusine. Uh-huh. So, while I walk around, I can find my hidden items here. Find Antidote on the basement floor, northwest corner in a solitary rock. And a Revive on the basement floor. Near the south side in a rock southwest of a smashable rock. You might think I wouldn't go for that, but honestly, Revive sell. Okay. Here's our encounter. Noob, it is in fact a Coughing. What would you like to name a Coughing, assuming I can capture it? Coughings are pretty tanky, but I still don't want to risk the water gun. Let's just go with Uluku. Corona. Okay. We will do our best to catch the Coughing and name it Corona. We're going to try to put it to sleep. And we're just going to do some mild pecking. And a little bit more hypnosis. And that's low enough that I don't want to risk anymore. Alright. We have made a new friend. Who weighs less than a Magnemite. We have captured Corona. Quill, you should get more balls. Yeah. But I think we're okay for right now. I'm going to start making a list of hidden items that we can go back for later. Because we genuinely may find ourselves in a position later where we desperately need more money. So there's a couple encounters on the top level. An Ether and an Ultra Ball. On the entrance floor north side at the end of a dead-end path. Okay, I can do that. Hello. Goodbye. Hello, sir. Water gun! I am very glad I did not risk water gun against Corona. Perfect. And then the Ultra Ball's on the entrance floor near the southwest corner, immediately northwest of a smashable rock. Okay. So we're going to knock those out real quick. Cool. Alright, there's the Ether. So, immediately northeast of a smashable rock. Hold on. Immediately northeast. There's the Ultra Ball. And grab an HP up, which is really good to get. Alright. And now we have a gym leader to fight. And thank God, this time we are actually going in with a Pokemon who has a Dark-type move and some bulk to really back it up. This Morty fight is not going to be nearly as terrifying as the last one. Why does Croconaw and Crocodile have such similar names? Eh. These things happen. There we go. Playing slowly but methodically is important, and that reminds me I need to make a note of the location. Burned Tower, where we got a coughing and highlighted. Perfect. Alright, gym time. Let's do this. Hello. Yeah, I can definitely inflict damage on your Pokemon, and I don't think it's going to be a problem. That was easy. I really don't like this gym's gimmick. Hello, Haunter. Whoop, wrong weapon. I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to squirt water at you. I meant to bite you. You know, you. A ghost. Hello. And bite. And bite. And just like that. And a potion. There we go. Okay. So it's down one. Hello, Ghastly. And hello, Haunter. I don't think this is going to be a very concerning fight. Okay, and there we are at Morty. Which means it is rare candy time. Alright. Let's do this. I am excited for this one. Because Morty's ace is a level 25 Gengar. And that is our first evolution of the day. So let's go ahead and swap that up to a Noctowl. Good work, Iluku. Alright, Confusion. You're goddamn right I want you to learn Confusion. Let's take it over Peck. Peck is Stab, but your stats are so lopsided that Confusion is genuinely stronger. Okay, next up, Tenna. Who wants to learn Pursuit? Which I will take over Harden. Toxic Spikes. Yes. I actually do want Toxic Spikes. Toxic Spikes can be a genuinely good part of a stall tactic. Katie does not need Cotton Spore. Charge? Nah, we'll pass. We can always relearn it later. Flowey wants to learn Block. No thanks. Ooh, Feint Attack is pretty fun, though. Yeah, I'll take that over Flail. That gives me another Pokemon with a Dark-type attack. That's great. Holy Horrid Connection, Batman. Ooh. Actually, important note. There we go. We need to swap the window to live chat. Alright, Yoganidra also needs to go up. No, you're not going to learn Bide. Natural Gift, no. Okay. And then let's get our other two Pokemon up to the same level as well. Right, this is the Eternally Banished Egg. There we go. Yes, Stantler and Coughing are being added so they can get rare candied. Primo's Mareep eggs are much better. I agree. Corona wants to learn Assurance. Okay. That is another Dark-type move we can add to our team. Self-destruct, yes, I would like that over Poison Gas. A measly 55% chance of poisoning an opponent is absolutely pathetic. And Sludge. I believe this is just an objectively better option to Smog. Okay. And finally, Annie, who wants to learn Sand Attack. Honestly, Sand Attack can be pretty good. Takedown? prefer Stomp for the flinch. Yeah, we're gonna keep Stomp for the flinch. Confuse Ray. This is back when Confuse Ray was still 100%. That's incredibly good. Alright, we'll take that over Sand Attack. We do still have access to Flash Spam. Okay. And now let's make a couple changes to our team here. Going to need the sprites. So let's go find Coughing. And Stantler. So we have 4 Pokemon on our team with attacks that are super effective against ghosts. That is so goddamn good. Slot 5 is going to be swapped with a Stantler. And slot 3 here on our list is going to be swapped with a Coughing. Okay. Quill, would you have a handlebar mustache? I actually have very sensitive skin and really do not like to grow out any of my facial hair. Particularly, ones on the neck are especially bothersome to my skin. And I don't bother keeping a mustache either, even though those are not nearly as disruptive to me. I just put the goatee on my little PNG model here just because, kind of like it. Oh, I'm sorry. We have 5 Pokemon with super effective moves against this gym. We've got Bite, Confusion, Feint Attack, Assurance, and, and something else, I guess. Ah, hello there, Aubrey. Welcome to the stream. You will be the next one to get to name a Pokemon today. It's been really, really, really damn good today so far. We have had tremendous success. And quite frankly, Morty is about to get his ass kicked. We are just going... The last time we fought Morty, holy crap, it was a freaking nightmare of highly strategic decisions. And in the end, it basically was a toss-up. This time, we're going to do something a little differently. Called winning. Very, very easily. My dear viewers, what you just witnessed in the course of a few seconds was our revenge against this absolute jackass. Morty has been not merely defeated, but utterly and thoroughly vanquished. Oh, God, that was satisfying. Was over-leveling. Yeah, but at least not with the rare candies. It just so happened that Henrik has been very useful for the last couple gens, but... Yeah, for the time being, we're going to have Henrik take a backseat. And let's update the badge graphic. There we go. Yeah, we're actually going to box our starter for a bit, just because they are I mean, there's not really... I guess there's not even really a point to do that. Alright. Aha! You fool! I will get in your way, Team Rocket Grunt. Thundershock! Well, that was easy. Hey, you okay there? Cool. And there is HM3 Surf. Yeah, so... our power just grew enormously. Did that grunt just want to dance? Oh, Cole! I think we can surf right now, because that's the last gym we face before we get to the island. So are you thinking backtrack to the Slowpoke well? I would assume. Route 42 is also an option that is currently open. We also now have access to Strength. Let's take a look at Route 42. Let's see. Route 42. In the morning, it is Mareep, Spearow, and Flaffy. None of which we can get. In the day, it is Mareep, Spearow, and Flaffy. None of which we can get. At night, it is Mareep, Zubat, and Flaffy. None of which we can get. The headbutt options are Spearow, Ipom, and Heracross, which is not bad. We can save it for surfing for a guaranteed Goldeen or Seaking. Old Rod is Magikarp and Goldeen. Good Rod, Magikarp and Goldeen. Super Rod, Magikarp, Goldeen, and Seaking. I don't mind just going for the headbutt. If I somehow lost Croconaw, I wouldn't even be able to surf to get the Goldeen. So, honestly, right now, yeah, let's go for the headbutts. No, beat the trees. Beat the trees. Beat the trees. Damn you, you sheep. Okay, screw it. We're going for Goldeen or Seaking. We're already locked in to get the Slowpoke, so... Aubrey, this is your choice. What would you like to name the Goldeen? Undyne. I don't think that is too surprising. I don't suppose a fastball would just get you off the bat. Okay, we, on Route 42, make a note here. Route 42, we have caught a Goldeen. Perfect. So right off the bat, that is a backup surfer. And you are Undyne. Alright, so now we're going to backtrack to the Slowpoke well and get a fish. We'll worry about the cave and hidden items later. I did play Undertale. I've played all the routes. I've genuinely considered someday doing a recording of dozens of individual segments of Undertale. And if you've ever seen like a Heist with Markiplier or In Space with Markiplier, I've considered basically doing that same thing, a choose-your-own-adventure style approach, but with Undertale. And it would require so much goddamn recording. It would be one of the most involved projects I've ever been a part of. And it's really just the sheer amount of work involved that has prevented me from ever pursuing that more thoroughly. Some Great Balls. Sure, we'll grab 8 of those. Some Super Repels would also be handy to have. Okay. I'm Knack. Pleasure to meet you, Knack. My name is Quill. Alright, we have to deball the trees, because we are heroes. Alright, let's go get a Slowpoke. Hello! How dare you? Oh, okay, you're actually running the Dream Eater combo. Well, that's just rude. Uluku! Why don't you do a thing? Take that, Psychic Greg. Get Undyne. No. The fish is going to stay safely tucked where they are. Yes, we caught a Goldeen, and we're going to leave it right where it is, because that is now my backup surfer. That Goldeen is legitimately one of the most important things we need to keep alive in our run right now. So it is not coming onto the team. Okay. So we can start exploring the ruins of Alf a little bit along the way. Here we go. I still want to save the location here for accessing the grass. How do you get to the grass? I can never remember how you reach the grass in this one. Screw it. We'll just head to the Slowpoke well. Please leave me alone. Hello. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Take that, youngster. You think you're so damn cool? No, I'm cool. I'm an adult. I actually have the time and the energy to spend getting really good at Pokemon. Better than you. Beating up kids makes me feel like a man. Yeah. TM for Bullet Seed, that's pretty good. Oh, hello. Yeah, we're avoiding a lot of trainers the first time around just because you know, when you're at level, some of them can actually be a risk. At this point, yeah, nothing is a risk. Oh, Shell Bell. Ooh. That is really good. It is a shame that I have been adding more rules as we go from one game to the next, and Rule 10 states no held items can be used. Because a Shell Bell would actually be extremely good. Is there a limit to how many clones of Galacterium can have in the RPG? Yes. It hard limits it to a total of 9 enemies in a troop. So you could never have more than 9 bacterium on the screen at a time. Using some triggers, you could potentially revive revive enemies that have already been defeated in order to artificially make it seem like there's more than 9 total throughout the encounter. But I just went for where they just divide twice. So you start with 1. If it gets below 50%, but you don't kill it fast enough, it will divide into 2, and then each of those can divide into 2. Goodbye and good luck. Oh, thank you. Alright, Slowpoke Well. This is another backup surfer. Okay, first and most important thing, make sure we don't run into anything until we start surfing. There we go. Alright, we have now started surfing. And here is the Slowpoke. We will start with a Thunder Wave. I don't think it dies to Headbutt. Perfect. And Great Ball. There is the Pokemon. Let's update our list. Slowpoke Well, we got a Slowpoke. Make sure we mark it. Perfect. We have captured the Dopey Pokemon. And named it Coles. Alright. Let's move on. We are now going to continue our adventures. Oh, I don't have my cutter. That's fine. We'll just double back. In between this episode and the next episode, assuming I don't somehow get a TPK on this run today, in between this and the next episode, I will double back and I will find all of the accessible items in areas that we have already visited. Keep going. I would still really like to get that Ruins of Alph encounter, because a not to is a very, very strong potential add to the team. And a Smeargle we could potentially just absolutely break. Let's see. I do not like Natu or Xatu's design, but it is useful. What I'm trying to remember is how I get over there. Oh, isn't this accessible through the cave? I think it's accessible through Union Cave. I think. Yes. Okay. It's accessible through Union Cave. So we're heading back to the cave again. I just really want to get this encounter. Although I may not like their design, Natu and Xatu are very, very effective Pokemon. What did I even find in Union Cave, anyway? Oh. Union Cave was supposed to be being saved so we could surf for Wooper. I did not realize that we had not gotten an encounter in Union Cave. Alright, well, we definitely had wild encounters there, so unfortunately Union Cave is dead. That's fine, though. We're actually pretty set for our water types. Whirlpoolers, Surfers, Waterfallers for right now. Okay, X attack. Nice. Let's move on. Okay, that's an X defend. Please stop fighting me. Rock Tomb, that is a really good TM to get. Hi, Wooper. Once upon a time, we were going to have you join the team, but unfortunately, I kind of messed that up. Alright, we've got Pokemon at level. Okay, it used self-destruct. Thank God I swapped. Okay, be careful with hikers. They are out for blood. Teach it to Pseudo-Wudo. I probably will, but I'm not going to do it right now. Just in case. God damn, hikers are out for blood. Oh. Oh. Okay, if this thing blows up too, I don't know if Flowey tanks it if it's a crit. Just had a cursed idea. Oh god. Okay, magnitude's a problem. Altaf's Bet Soup now with more misspellings. Oof. No, we're going Henrik. We're going Henrik. I am not messing around with this when Henrik can one-shot it. Oh, crunch! Oh, hell yes, we got crunch. Also, Henrik is evolving. Oh, we just got so much more powerful. Oh, we are so much stronger now. Agility. No, I really don't care to teach it agility. Oh, let's look at the stats on this boy. Ooh. Ooh, even with the attack-reducing nature. Ooh, that is so strong. Oh, God, that is good. Oh, hey, Onyx, what's up? And out here, and out here. Which gives me access to the grass. Alright, let's not mess this up. We want to make absolutely certain that we are making the most of this. So, it's 90% Natu, 10% Smeargle. We are guaranteed a new encounter. What abilities do you think the revealed Mega Dimensions will get? Megas will get? No idea. I truly don't know. Actually, Cole, despite the fact that we just named your Slowpoke, that was because we skipped your next name last week. So I think you're actually next in queue for the name on this one, since you were already queued from last week. And it is a Natu. Synchronize, damn good ability. And we have captured a Natu. And we are naming it Ryu. Or Rio. Okay, so that's Ruins of Elf, capture, Natu. That is absolutely huge. Natu is an absolute tank. And Rio is its name. There we go. Okay. And just because this trainer makes me a little nervous, we'll let Annie take point here. Okay, Giraffe Rig, that's fine. Alright, it is asleep. Yeah, let's let Katie take point on this. This is their only Pokemon, but it is also very strong. So I am going to be very careful. And we're going to go for the flash spams. Hyper Potion. And another flash. And a flash. Okay. It has now been the victim of 6 flashes. And you know what? Screw you. My Henrik can crunch. Alright, Ruins of Elf. Alright, so this one is always a little bit a little bit awkward. Let's see. Yes, like that. That doesn't quite line up. So it must be this one with the other half of that penis on it. No. No, so this one must go here. That looks right. Close. But not quite. Which one do I have one? No. Okay, what the hell do I have wrong here? I think that's the right one for there. What have I done wrong? Okay, I don't know how I messed that up. Cool, hey bro. Yeah, thanks for the unknown report. This is still a location called the Ruins of Alf, so no new catch there. But the important thing is that that takes us back to the location where it's easy to exit from. There we go. And with that out of the way, we are now ready to continue our journey toward Olivine. Aubrey, you are going to be next on the naming list. Alright, we have reached Route 38. No idea if they're still here. Let me just bring up my lists here for Route 38. There is one hidden item here on Route 38, but is only accessible via rock climb. As far as Pokemon go, during the morning, it is... Let's see. Is Persian and Meowth already locked out? Yes. So 20% Magnemite, 10% Farfetch'd, 5% Milk Tank, 4% Tauros, 1% Snubble. At night, it is, let's see, 25-4-1, 25-4-1, 20-10-5-4-1. So morning encounter has... No, 20-10-5-4-1, 20-10-5-4-1, 20-10-5-4-1. So day and morning are identical. So once again, I don't have to change... Alright. Once again, I do not have to bother with changing the time. Cole, maybe this will be your lucky day. It is a Meowth. Today is not your lucky day. And Route 38 is dead. And I dropped my controller. I am a very competent person who does lots of very smart things. Oh God, why found a max potion. Don't drop the controller. That is a wonderful piece of advice. Thank you. I will do my best to follow it. Okay, Route 39. Let's take a look here. PP Up, X Attack, and Nuggets are all hidden items here. And as far as encounters, 20%, 10%, 5, and 5 for Magnemite, Farfetch'd, Miltank, and Tauros, respectively, in the morning. During the day, it is also 20, 10, 5, and 5, and then at night, it is 10, 5, and 5. So, morning or day, we still don't need to make a change to the time. Hello! Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Fine. We have registered Booba in the Pokedex. We are heroes. That guy really should be a professor with the name Balbo. Alright, PP Up on the west side on the ground north of the silo. Okay, on the ground north of the silo. Alright, we have found Viagra. Find a nugget near the center on the ground southeast of the silo. Okay. There's the nugget. That is damn good to get. Drain Punch TM. That is massive to get. And then a nugget near the center on the ground. No, immediately northeast of a pair of trees. Oh, Annie was holding something. Okay, Annie didn't want to give me whatever they were holding. Okay. Immediately northeast of a pair of trees. I was looking northwest. Okay, X Attack. That is all the hidden items on this route. We are ready to proceed to try and capture something. Cole, this might be your lucky day. It might be about to happen. Nope, it's Eradicate, and Route 39 is dead. Okay, Route 39 is a dead route. Cool. And that immediately takes us into Olivine City. So, Olivine City... Surfing is guaranteed Tentacool or Tentacruel. Old Rod is 95% Magikarp, 5% Krabby. We want to save this place for Good Rod or Super Rod. Yeah, we're gonna make a note to save Olivine for Good Super Rod for Krabby, Corsola, Staryu. Okay. Good note there. A Chinchou would be nice. Yes, we can't get me here, though. And let's search for Olivine City hidden items. Find a pearl near the south side. A couple steps right of the couple on the pier. Okay. Couple steps right of the couple. There's the pearl. A full heal on the north side, northwest of the house, where you trade Krabby for Voltorb in a rock at the end of a dead-end path. Okay. So... is it referring to here? In a rock at the end of a dead-end path. A rock. Okay. So I think you mean here. And a rare candy in the east side in a rock accessible by rock climb. So we will add that to the list of locations that are only accessible later. Okay. Not bad. Coughing seemingly just having the time of his life. Coughing's having a great time. Coughing is so glad to be a part of this adventure. Alright, lighthouse time. Rare candy, how useful. Alright, Stomp. Stomp. Good job, gentlemen. No, I am not going to be giving you my number. Just because I am a young boy instead of a young girl does not make it any less creepy that you are a grown man asking for my number after having met me less than 10 seconds ago. Aubrey, you are next on the... No, wait, Cole is still next on the naming list. Here we go, okay. Okay, that's not the exit yet. Pidgey, Stomp. Pidgeys, Stomp. Pidgey, Stomp. Pidgey! Stomp. Pidgey! Stomp. Good fight. Quill is Voltorb in this game. Probably, but I couldn't tell you immediately off the top of my head exactly where. Okay, we got intimidated, so I don't want to run my stomps. Flowey can handle this. Rock throw. Rock throw. Okay. There is an item over here. Rocket hideout. Oh, good. Stomp. Stomp. Stab Stomp is really good. That's the TM for Swagger. This time I will actually remember how to climb the lighthouse. Another rare candy. Oh, wait. Hold on, hold on. Is this the third floor? The lighthouse. Find Hyperthrotion on the third floor near the center west of Sailor Kent. Okay, this is Sailor Kent. So there's going to be a Hyper Potion west of Kent. We have stomped a crab to death. We are the good guys. West of Kent. Come on. There we go. Hyper Potion. That is damn good to have. And stomp. And stomp. And stomp. And, ooh, Calm Mind. Okay. Okay. That potentially gives us the ability to set up an absolute sweeper. That is so goddamn good. That is so incredibly good. But unfortunately, Annie is a little bit tired of stomping for the time being. So we're gonna let Katie take over. Hello! Goodbye! If you wouldn't mind, I am here to grab this item that you are seemingly protecting. I think this has been my most successful day of Nuzlocking yet. And having now said that, we are all about to die. Cool. Alright, we got a Super Potion. One problem, Stantler is not a special attacker. When you use 6 Calm Minds, it really doesn't matter if you did not start as a special attacker. Like, it truly doesn't matter at that point. Especially not against NPCs. Super Potion... grab a couple of them. We don't even have special moves. I'll get them. It'll be okay. We are future-proofing. Alright. We have now reached Route 40. So let's take a look. Route 40... find a Hyper Potion on the east side in the exact same spot as the TM for Pluck. And Route 40... Surfing is Tentacool and Tentacruel, which we can't get. The Rod stuff basically looks the same as Olivine. So I think we're gonna save it for good / Super Rod. Are one of you going to give me a fishing rod, maybe? Yes. We are going to save this route for honestly the exact same notes as the last one. Save for good/super rod for Crabby Corsola Staryu. And while I'm looking at the list, I assume Route 41 has the exact same lists. Okay, in Pokemon Heart Gold, Route 41 has a 10% chance of Mantine. In Soul Silver, it has only Tentacool and Tentacool. That's great. Good Rod on 41 can potentially get a Chinchou or a Shelder. Super Rod is guaranteed Chinchou, Shelder, and then only 7% for Tentacruel and 3% for Lantern. So Route 41 we are going to save explicitly for the Super Rod. For a Chinchou or Shelder. There we go. Okay, route made. So we do need to make sure that we... I've heard there's a gift Pokemon that exists for soft lock prevention. Yes, there is in this version. So we want to repel all the way down to Cyanwood. Let's just buy, like, 15 Super Repels. I mean, I know I'm gonna use them. And I know I'm going to use them quite frequently. So, we are going to... Can I not register... Damn. I would have actually really preferred to register that for quick use. I guess multi-register didn't become a thing until Gen 5. Alright. Alright, let's do this. We want to make sure we save these routes. There is every likelihood that we are going to absolutely have our ass handed to us. Oh. Okay, well, there's Pluck by the Elite Four, and there is the one hidden item. So, it's very possible that after the Elite Four, we may genuinely have to reconstruct our entire team with only 1 or 2 survivors. So that's why I want to make sure we have multiple locations in Johto saved. God damn, Tentacruel can be an absolute beast. Hello. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. I don't really want to fight you, but more money could work. Hello. Goodbye. And we have already reached Cyanwood. So let's check the list for Cyanwood. Find Stardust on the east side in the middle of the beach hangings. Okay. Actually, I think it's Shuckle here, right? And then find a revive in the northwest corner, immediately east of house, in the wall behind a smashable rock. Okay. We're gonna save cyan wood for the Shuckle. Last time, our Shuckle met with an absolutely horrible fate, but it's still one of my favorite Pokemon, and I want to make sure we are prepared for it. But I believe we actually... I think this is where we fight Ucine. Hello. Hello. So, how about Crunch? And how about Surf? Oh my god, it had Thunder already. Thank god this thing's stats suck, or that could have killed Henrik. And a Haunter, which we're actually going to let Annie handle. Oh. Right, I got rid of Assurance. Well... Okay. Annie's in a really bad spot here. We're losing 1/4 of our HP every turn. Nevertheless, I think there is a good chance of making it out of this alive. Please wake up. Okay, we're going Hyper Potion. Oh my god. Okay, no, we need you awake. And we need you to Confuse Ray. Okay. Hyper Potion. This... We just need, like, 2 more hits with Confuse Ray. Two more hits with Confuse Ray. Okay, okay, okay. It just needs to hit itself one more time, and Annie survives this. Ha-ha! Annie did it! It's fine. The only reason I sent in Annie was because I forgot that it didn't have Assurance. It's fine. I had everything completely under control, if not very good. In the wall behind a smashable rock. Alright. So that's the revive. Perfect. So let's have Uluku take point on this one. This is actually going to be laughably easy. Once we actually get to the gym leader. Unfortunately, surviving the fighting types up to that point might be a little bit harder. Hitmonchan. Oh dear god. Okay, Ice Punch. Nope. Nope. Henrik. Thank you, Henrik. Yeah, you know what? Screw this. We're just gonna let Henrik take it. Let me actually bring up the gym leader here. Chuck Yeah, his ace is level 31. So even Henrik is not yet at the level of Chuck's ace. So we're totally fine using Henrik again right here. Yep, no fairy types. Don't worry, when we get to Alpha Sapphire, we will be back to modern typings. Hello, sir. Ooh, it is a bad day to be a Mankey. Nice fight. Nice fight. Henrik is an absolute beast. Alright. And then I believe the last guy uses a Hitmonlee, I think? I don't think Hyper Voice or Boom Burst exists yet, or if Stantler even learns them. If I'm building Stantler to do like a sextuple Calm Mind build, it really is not going to matter if they have a stab move or not. All that's going to matter is that they have anything special, and that special is hitting the enemy. Okay, that is every gym trainer dealt with, which means it is time for rare candies. Every Pokemon is going up to level 31. No, takedown, absolutely terrible for a Noctowl. Katie has evolved. Once again, we have... Did it die before it ever became an Ampharos? It must have, because I don't have the sprite for Ampharos. Okay, grabbing sprite for Ampharos. And there we go. Ampharos is back. Ampharos wants to learn Thunder Punch. Still stronger than Thunder Shock. Electron was a Morty victim. That's right. That Morty fight was one of the most technically challenging Pokemon battles I've had in probably a couple of years. Alright, let's go, Flowey. See? I didn't have to use the TM. Flowey learns Rock Tomb by leveling up. Objective upgrade. And Annie! We got some levels for you. You like levels, right? And Corona. Haze... No, not Haze. Okay. And move around some Pokemon. We actually have 5 Pokemon in reserve. How crazy is that? We have not had a single casualty this entire game. We will update our sprite team as soon as I finish getting everyone leveled up. How late am I? We've gotten 1 badge. We have caught 5 new Pokemon today. And we are about to do our level ups before we go and fight the gym. What is my nature? Your nature is Magnemite obsessed. Alright, everybody up to level 31. Pin Missile... I meant Slowpoke's nature. Oh, I know what you meant. I stand by my statement. Alright. Agility, no, we don't need that. Alright, time for Undyne to learn some attacks. We're also going to have to decide our strength user. Water Pulse, yes. You can take that over Water Sport Fetish. You already have a Horn Attack. You don't need a second Fetish. You don't need Flailing. Best special normal move. Again, it really doesn't matter. It truly does not matter if Stantler's special attacks are stab. Not if you're going to be stacking Calm Minds. It makes no difference in practicality. Okay, Ryu, this is the one I'm excited for. What's a fetish? An unusual, atypical, or unusually elevated particular sexual interest. Anyway, Ryu, Tailwind? That's interesting. Didn't know you got that. Moving on. Wish, no. Okay, Ryu has, like, nothing here. Spikes. Spikes. I'd still take that over Takedown. Payback is a pretty good move. I can take that over Protect. Spikes isn't that useful in a playthrough. We don't know what's going to be useful in the playthrough. A time may come where we desperately are reduced to a point where we have to use, like, a major stall strategy. Mirror shots. Yeah, but even then I'd really need Whirlwind to do it, so it's still more likely that Mirror Shot will be helpful. Okay. Disable. Come on, Cole. Headbutt. Headbutt's pretty good. Objectively better than Tackle. Water Pulse, that's good too. Okay. So now we are going to set up Surf on both Undyne and Cole, since it is just a better move. Okay. Who could learn strength? Cole could learn strength. Henrik could learn strength. Alright, who do I want to take into this fight? Xatu is honestly just terrible with its moveset. So I know I'm gonna want Noctowl. Fortress, I don't want to bring. Coughing is good for security. Don't need Goldeen. We'll take Ampharos over that. Stantler is weak here. Honestly, I think I will take Xatu. Xatu... Xatu could learn Shadow Ball. And I'm unlikely to find anything that much better that can do that. Me First might legitimately be a good move here? Because I don't think Chuck is really using anything that he's going to be able to resist. Okay, I'm glad I checked this. Primeape, he opens with Primeape, and Primeape has Rock Slide. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna forget that. I think we are just going to open this with Henrik. Primeape is kind of scary. Hypnosis, Body Slam, Surf, and Focus Punch. Okay, I think this is the team we're gonna go with. So let's make our adjustments. Noctowl is not there. But we do want Beedrill. Coughing is still here. We've got Ampharos. Oh no, we do have Noctowl. Noctowl. And finally, Xatu, who I need to grab a Sprite for. And it is specifically a male Xatu, since they do have a very slight gender variance. There we go. Okay. That is our team. We're gonna just try and overpower this with Henrik. Oh, Cole, I finally did the grinding to get my shiny charm in ZA. That was annoying as hell. Alright. It is time for the battle. We're gonna just try and surf this down. I'm not anticipating too much trouble, but if we start to have trouble, I am well prepared to handle Okay, Poliwrath. So, Hypnosis, Double Team, and Focus Punch. It also has Water Absorb. So basically everything I have sucks. Let's actually put some stat-lowering effects on him while I can. Okay. So presumptively he's going to follow this up with a Focus Punch. So let's go someone who absolutely 100% could take a Focus Punch even in the case of a crit. A Flying Psychic type. Okay, so against me, I'm going to bet. Me first is not a good move to use here, because if he tries to use Surf, it's just going to heal him due to his Water Absorb. So I think let's start with a Confuse Ray, and then follow that up with some Shadow Balls. And we can probably make this a nice, easy encounter. Very nice. Next, we're actually going to be cautious. We're going to drop a Lucky Chant to prevent crits. Alright, how strong is a Surf here? Moderately strong, a Surf crit would kill, but it is no longer possible for him to hit criticals. Oh, that did, like, nothing. Okay. Let's go with Uluku. Let's try to hit him with Hypnosis. Did you forget to get potions? Actually, yes I did, and Uluku has just fainted our first loss of the entire game. Okay. Uluku could not survive a Focus Punch. We did get a Leer off, so it does have reduced defenses. Let's go for a Paralysis. Yeah, thank God we have something else that can learn Fly. Okay. So now it's got one bit of reduced defenses, and it is paralyzed. And I'm using an attack that is always going to hit first and has a base accuracy of 100. Perfect. Alright. Poliwrath is beaten, and we have successfully cleared Gym number 4 with only a single loss. Not... Oh, I'm sorry, Gym number 5 with only a single loss. Let's update the badges to badge number 5. That beautiful, beautiful Storm badge. There are 8 badges in Johto and 8 badges in Kanto. If I can beat the Elite Four after clearing Johto, I will consider Soul Silver to be beaten. We will still go on to do Kanto. Anything we catch in Kanto will still get locked out. But at that point, if I fail the run somewhere in Kanto, we're still going to move on to Alpha Sapphire. But the ultimate goal for ultimate success, super victory, is to beat Red. Alright. And that is the HM for Fly. Praise be to the merciful gods for that. Rio. Sure. Go ahead and replace your Lucky Champ. Alright. We have a solemn duty to do. Everybody, F's in chat for Uluku the Noctowl. Noctowl has been released. Alright, so our next challenge is Jasmine. Let's take a look at Jasmine's team. So she starts with 2 Magnemites at level 30. They both know Thunderbolt, Sonic Boom, Supersonic, and Thunder Wave. And then she goes into Steelix, who has Iron Tail, Rock Throw, Sandstorm, and Screech. So I don't really have much that can resist this. Thunderbolt is very strong. Sudowoodo's got the fighting moves that can work against Steelix, but I'm honestly just better off doing special attacks. I think we will put Stantler back on the team instead. Okay, there we go. Stantler. And let's go Slowpoke over Beedrill. And I do not have a sprite for Slowpoke. So let's grab that. Grab Slowbro 2 while I'm at it. Perfect. Okay. And Slowpoke. Perfect. Adamant Slowpoke is a crime. I wonder if there's an official name for this challenge. I have no idea. There are so many variations of Nuzlocke challenges. I think the closest it gets is calling it a lockout. So, I guess a lockout marathon is probably, like, the common name. Right, don't leave yet. I need to get a Shuckle. You're not a Shuckle. You're silly. Shuckle. Shuckle. Give me your shucks. Fine. I will put away one of my Pokemon so I can grab your Shuckle. Sure. Shuckle, another one of my favorites. And we're just going to leave it in the team for a second. Just because Jasmine should be the next trainer. Special moves, Stantler gets Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, Psychic, Thunderbolt, Signal Beam. Those would all be great. Did I visit Pokemon Center? Yes, I did. I never visited the pharmacy. Right, back we go. Hello. Best for this fight would be Energy Ball. I don't know where you get the TM for Energy Ball. Although... because Steelix either resists or is immune to everything else. Yes. Yes, he is. But Steelix offenses are not too terrifying to me. I like how apparently the only... Oh, right. She opened the elevator last time I came. Whoops. Okay. There we go. I could check real quick where we get Energy Ball, Energy Ball, Energy Ball, Energy Ball. Nope, Energy Ball is Battle Frontier Shop, so that's not happening. Okay. Alright. Well, Jasmine's ace is level 35. So it is time to rare candy the whole team up to level 35. Zen Headbutt. Better than Confusion on this guy. Okay, Corona. Corona getting Gyro Ball. That's an interesting one. Yeah. We also now have access to a Wheezing. Wheezing might genuinely be a decent play here. Simply because it's so tanky. Wheezing doesn't look like he's having as good a time as Coughing. Alright, Katie. Katie's learning Discharge, finally. Okay. Yep, replace Thunder Punch. Stantler. Time for your candies. Roleplay, no. And Shucky, it is time for you to level up as well. That's just a text from work. I should answer it. Let them know my schedule for next week. Rest actually can be pretty important. Bide is absolute trash on a shuckle. Okay. And gastro acid, no. Alright. And now let's replace all the Pokemon so we can get some more levels. And then we will figure out how on earth I am going to handle Jasmine. Because this could actually be pretty problematic. Alright, level 35 for everybody. Okay, we've got Seaking. Wants to learn Rock Slide. Honestly, I think I'll take that over Low Kick. Henrik, time for you to earn a few levels. Yoga Nidra, some levels for you. Want to learn Assurance. Better than Pursuit. Okay. Now, what the hell team do I actually make for this? I'm not bringing Seaking for sure. I'm not bringing this guy for sure. Wheezing is pretty good. Ampharos is essentially useless. Hold on. Let me take a look at this. Me first isn't going to do much. I could potentially lock someone down with Encore. Honestly, I am very, very not well suited for this gym. Let's see. Drain Punch. No one can learn Drain Punch. I'm assuming no one can learn Bullet Seed. Shadow Claw. Henrik can learn Shadow Claw. That's still not going to be as good as Surf. While we're at this, though, we should go ahead and teach our Strength. Shuckle can be our strength guy. Okay. And then, since there's no held items, Shuckle, we're going to have to take your berry juice. Alright, let's update the team. Slot 2 is going to be Pseudo-Wudo. We have Wheezing, we've got Stantler, Ampharos, you are going to be Fortress, and Xatu needs to be replaced by a Shuckle. There we go. Okay. Now we need our healing items. I'm actually really nervous about this fight. Let's also start stocking up full heals. I do have some stuff I can sell, though. Like a nugget, and a pearl, and some stardust. Yeah, berry juice does work like a battery. Or a berry. Pseudo-Wudo's got decent special defense. I think I have to rely on him with Rock Smash. Okay. Surf will work on Steelix, for sure. Is there anything else meaningful I could give to Corona? No, not really. Alright, I think we're just gonna have to go like this. This is gonna be the hard fight for today. Possibly. Alright. Focus. Patience. Let's go. I really need Pseudo-Wudo to potentially tank some Thunderbolts. Alright, let's go, Flowey. Okay, Rock Smash. Predictably, you open with Thunder Wave. How much are we hitting for? Okay, Rock Smash 2 shots. You are also going for Confusion. Alright, you're going for maximum stall. Okay. That is fine. We're going to go ahead and remove the paralysis. Maybe bait you into using Thunder Wave again. Alright, how much does Thunderbolt hit for? Less than half, but I die to a crit. Pretty sure I also die if I hurt myself in confusion. No, okay. I barely survive if I hit myself in confusion. Perfect. Okay, hyper potions. Do I bait you into Thunder Wave? No, you're baited into Sonic Boom. Okay. And then you're following up for Thunderbolt. Still confused. But we are one Magnemite down. Okay, she's going straight into Steelix. I am actually completely confident that I can safely switch to Henrik without concern. Yeah, that didn't do shit. Okay, Steelix goes down in one hit. Do I risk letting Henrik tank this? I'm scared that a Thunderbolt could potentially kill. So we're actually going to let Shuckle tank a hit. Perfect. Alright. We just locked Magnemite into Encore. We can afford to let Henrik try to Surf Kill. Okay. We snapped out. Surf is still gonna hurt like hell. We have defeated Jasmine. We did it. And we have received the 6th badge, the mineral badge. Okay. We also get a TM for Iron Tail. That is another gym leader down without any casualties. Alright. Let me take a look at the wiggle room we have on levels before we get to price. Price's ace. Price's ace is level 34, actually weaker than Jasmine's. That is so goddamn stupid. I mean, we might as well move to price. And let's swap Stantler with Ampharos. So, one swap there. And Shuckle is going to be replaced with Xatu. But we're actually going to keep Shuckle for the for strength. Okay. Let's see if we can't actually get one more gym badge today. I am feeling really good today. Very strong, very effective, very functional. I've been here 2.5 hours and I am absolutely ready to keep going. We're going to save the Cliff Gate for next time. The trainers over there are kind of nasty. So, first thing, we have Mountain Mortar. Let's check Mount Mortar. So, standard walking, Zubat, Machop, Rattata, Geodude, and Marill. Surfing is Goldeen and Seaking. Fishing is Goldeen and Seaking. So, honestly, we're best just getting a walking encounter and then calling it a day. Okay, Machop. Did I ever have a Machop in the first run? I don't think I did. Okay, so this is actually huge. Cole, are you still next on name list? Like, is it still you? I think it is still you. We just haven't caught anything in a long while. Alright, we're going to play this very cautiously. And then we're gonna let Shuckle get in the hits. Holy crap! Shuckle, what on earth was that? Super Macho Man. That won't fit unless I take out a lot of letters. Holy crap, Shucky! My god! Wow! Oh, that is another massive catch. That is massive. Okay. Machop. Perfect. Where does one even get the good rod in this game? Come on, Soul Silver good rod. Oh. Wait, it's from the guy in Olivine? I can try to fit Super Macho. I can try to fit Super Macho Man. Do you want this, or do you want to go with Sandman? By the way, I love the Punch-Out references. This works? Okay. Then we now have Super Macho Man. Cool. We're gonna put Henrik back in front. So this is Route 42, where we got the Goldeen. That's good. I thought the one that we had picked up was the old rod. No, it was actually good rod. Okay. So there actually is some more that we could do today. God damn it. Whatever. I'll just have to make sure that I come back here with B-Drill. Yeah, cool. Let's go. And just to clarify for everybody, Red Gyarados, even though it is a shiny, because it is a guaranteed shiny, does not trigger the shiny clause. A guaranteed shiny is just like any other guaranteed encounter. It is locked out. Okay. Alright, let's go back and get that Suicune real quick. You are my cutter. Sure. We'll take you along for a bit. Slot 3, swap to B-Drill. B-Drill. Here we go. B-Drill's just grooving. B-Drill's having a great time. Okay. I'm not going to bother looking for the hidden items right now either. We're actually just going to wait. Yeah, we're just going to wait on the whole hidden items thing. I will do hidden item searching in between episodes. Which route was this? This is 43. Okay, Route 43. In the morning, it is Flaffy, Girafarig, Pidgeotto, Mareep, and Venonat. During the day, it is Flaffy, Girafarig, Pidgeotto, Mareep. So no matter the time of day, it's always 30% Girafarig, and that is the only one that I can get here. So, yeah, rods don't seem to work. Alright. So this is 100% only possible for Girafarig. Mystic, if you are still here and it's a Girafarig, you can name it. It is a Flaffy. Okay. So Route 43 is dead. Excuse me. Alright, Lake of Rage. Let's see if you can name something in the Lake of Rage. Lake of Rage. Surfing is Magikarp and Gyarados. Good Rod, Super Rod, and Super Rod are all Magikarp and Gyarados. So this is a Headbutt route. And the only possible one here that's available is Execute. So let's see if we get Execute. And it is an Execute. Mystic, you get to name an Execute, assuming that I can capture it. So what would you like to name a pack of eggs? Here we go. Chucky, you're in. Strength. Chucky, Strength. Perfect, and Great Ball. Has Omelet already been done? It has not. Execute has a low catch rate. Alright, Execute has been captured. Isn't omelette with 2 T's, I think? How do you spell omelette? No. It is 1 T and no E on the end. Okay. I had that very wrong. Omelette. Alright. We have now captured an omelette. Let me make the notes in my thing here. Route 43 was dead with no encounter. Lake of Rage is where we caught an execute. Okay. Alright, let's go. And we have solved the problem. There we go. Hello. Yes, I will help you investigate. And before we help you investigate, we're actually going to get another couple potential encounters. Is anyone else here watching beside Cole? Otherwise, next name is just going to go to Cole again. Because we have a guaranteed new encounter here. Yes, just double-checked. We have a guaranteed new encounter here. Oh, controller's acting up. Nope, don't do that. Okay. Turn off the controller and reconnect the controller. There we go. I got popcorn. Anyone else here? Alright, my thing says 2 concurrent viewers and I see 2 people in chat. So, Cole, you are on name for Poliwag. Unless someone else chimes in. If someone else chimes in, they can name it instead. Okay, you've gone to a punch-out kick. I like it. Alright, Poliwag is going to be Von Kaiser. Mystic, you are back on naming duty. I think we can actually get the full proper name. Yep, alright. Von Kaiser, the Poliwag, has been captured. Make a note of that. Ekrutique, where we caught a Poliwag. So let's go for Route 40 for the Good Rod and maybe get a Krabby, Corsola, or Staryu. Okay. Route 40. There we go. Alright, let's see if we get... Let's see if we get a new encounter here. We're going to go for... Let me actually take a look here. What time of day we want to do this. Good Rod during day. 37% Krabby, 3% Corsola. At night, it is 37% Staryu, 3%, or 37% Krabby, 3% Staryu. So it's really whether we want the long shot to be for Staryu or Corsola. Honestly, I like long-shotting for Corsola instead of Staryu. Although having more psychic types is never a bad thing. Let me just compare their stats real quick. Oh. No, Starmie just has consistently better stats all across the board. Yeah, yeah. We are definitely saving this for Night. For the 3% long shot, in all likelihood, we're just going to catch a Magikarp, and then this will be a dead area. We also have a possibility later of fishing in Olivine City, which has the exact same catch table. But yeah, for right now, we're going to use this catch table here. And stop the system. Adjust my date and time, because I know the date and time better than you do. And it is obviously 11:37 p.m. Maybe you don't remember that, but that's the fact. It's 11:37 p.m. Okay. Rock water is horrid. It is not the best typing, that is for sure. Okay. So, maybe a Krabby. If we're super lucky, a Staryu. Let's go. Mystic, if you're still here, we might be about to name something. It is a Magikarp. Route 40 is dead. Okay. No more point saving that one. And another area we are going to check right now is Cherry Grove City. Oh, I never made a note of the Shuckle. Nope. Cyanwood City was a Shuckle. We have gotten so many damn Pokemon today. This really just highlights how unbelievably unlucky our first run of this was. Alright. So, Cherry Grove City. Headbutt has a chance at Leddyba. Also potentially a Tailo. No, that would be post-National Dex. It actually has the same Good Rod. It actually has the same Good Rod stuff as where we just were, so we're Good Rodding again. Maybe we'll be lucky this time. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, Cherry Grove City is dead. Are there any other locations we've been to that we can still access? There's Violet City. But we already did Violet City. That's where we got the Mareep. How did I never write that down on my list? Hold on. Yeah, I never made note of Mareep. Oh my god. What an oversight. Hold on. My notes say that we caught a Bellsprout? Did we catch a Bellsprout last week? Did we just catch and lose a Bellsprout immediately? Is that a thing that happened? Cool. Alright, let's go. Yeah. Fight time. You are so underleveled. It is hilarious. So we have a guaranteed electrode encounter here. Okay. It doesn't look like anyone else is chatting, so unless someone else sends a message before we reach Electrode, Cole, you will be on Electrode naming duty. Oh, you're still here. Okay. Mystic. Electrode is going to be yours to name. You are a very annoying Pokemon to fight. God fucking damn it, Magnemite. Seriously. What is your problem? Thank you. Yes. The surveillance system is off. We're still good on our healing items. Hyper Potion. Nugget. Very good to have. Thank you, Lance. Discharge. Discharge. Hello, Golbat. Discharge. Cool. Hello. Ditto. Discharge. Yes, I will beat you up, and then you will tell me the password. Okay, Raticate Tail, X Special, Protein, Snatch, Full Heal. Hello. Yeah, it's just a discharge day. Cool. And an Ultra Ball, very good to have. And Thief, that is another great TM to get. So you must have the other password. Hello! I'd like you to meet my discharges. They are obscenely powerful. Alright, Slowpoke Tail. Got it. We have figured out the incredibly important... Yeah. Hello, Cramvig. Alright, let's do this. You're not Giovanni. Discharge. Oh, right. Work sent me that text earlier. I really should just take a moment and respond to that. Oh. There we go. Okay. Now that is done. Apparently they can fall off naturally. I don't know of anything within the actual Pokemon games indicating that Slowpoke tails can fall off naturally. But they definitely decided to pretend that that had always been a thing later on. When they realized that the concept of eating Pokemon was increasingly disturbing to a portion of the player base. No. You can definitely cut the tail. You can cut the tail off a Slowpoke without killing it. Absolutely. It is established in this game that the tails will grow back. And given that, it is entirely possible that they could detach in the way that a lizard's would. But that is merely a possibility. I don't think the idea of them falling off naturally has ever really been brought up within the actual games themselves. But they definitely can grow back. That's established even in Gen 2 dialogue. Anyway, Mystic, Electrode. We are going to need you to name an Electrode. Discharge. Because it is just that damn easy. Discharge. Well, Henrik, you're back up. Let's go. That thing very successfully predicted and called out a pursuit. Not bad. Alright, Katie needs a little bit of love. And we're actually going to start with a paralysis. Okay, perfect. You are now paralyzed. Shuckle, you have proven to be my strongest catch assistant. Perfect. Ultra Balls. Alright, we got it. Alright, the time has come. We need a name for this ball. And I need to make a note here. Rocket Hideout, we captured an Electrode. And I absolutely need to add Mareep, Flaffy, and Ampharos to this list. So I do it in order, which means they come up before Blossom. Okay. Mareep, Flaffy, and Ampharos. Okay, those are added to the list. Resistor. Okay. Resistor with a 0. Fun fact, I wouldn't be comfortable eating a Serena. She's a mangosteen. So you could eat her, even think it's disturbing. Fun fact, Electra has a lower... Yes, you have shared the fact of just how weak Electrodes are before. Yeah, they're not good. We're going to let Flowey take point on this. With some rock tubes. How about rock slides? How about rock tubes? How about rock slides? There you go. So you just needed to warm up. Now you're hitting him just fine. Okay. And get him. Perfect. And that is the HM for Whirlpool. Insanely important. Okay, as I have said, we are going to try to beat Price today. Honestly, I'm going to let Henrik take point. Fun fact, the strongest special move in Gen 1 wasn't actually Mewtwo's Psychic. Of course not. Psychic was only 90. But the legendary birds Fire, Blast, Thunder, and Blizzard. Mewtwo actually has the third strongest special move. I believe you are also forgetting Surf, which I think was always a 95 power attack at that time. Yes, Surf was 95, which is actually also stronger than Psychic. Also Hyper Beam. Unless you're just referring to who can put out the strongest damage. In which case... Alright. Let's not get distracted. Let's actually finish this out. We're just gonna fight these guys. Hello, Jinx. Have a crunch. Hello. Hello, Swinub. Have a surf. Referring to who can put out the strongest damage. We're going to take out the gym trainers first. Thank God we didn't get stuck in a rest cycle. Yeah, no slash. Gym trainers are nice and easy. Yep, fight me. Dugong. Nah, just drop a couple Leers. We're gonna make this quick. Perfect. Want to know who's the second in that top three? Sure. Alright. Shelder. Cloister. We're gonna go with Leers on you. And there we go. Just switch to Katie. There we go. Okay. That is every gym trainer defeated. Let's go drop our rare candies. None of the ones we have been using are going to get candied because his ace is only level 34. But all of our new Pokemon do need to go to 34. So Ampharos is definitely coming into this fight. Henrik is definitely coming into this fight. Shuckle is going to come into this fight. Beedrill is not. What exactly? Magneton Thunder. Ah. Let's see. Price. Okay. So it's just ice attacks plus a mud bomb on Piloswine. Beedrill might actually be pretty good here. Sudowoodo is actually good to lead. But first things first, let's level up our newly acquired friends. Alright, you all have to go to level 34. First you, Omelet. Bullet Seed, yeah, sure, why not? Stun Spore is pretty good. I'll take that over Hypnosis. Poison Powder, no. Sleep Powder, no. Just keep on rising. Confusion, very good. Better than Uproar. This is going to be a weird thing where when we reach... Like, if things keep going this well, when we reach the Elite Four, we're going to actually have to put a lot of thought into who we bring. Alright, Omelet is done. Now Von Kaiser has to go up to level 34. Yep, Body Slam over Double Slap. Keep on going. Bubble Beam, sure. We also got a Poliwhirl now. Keep going. I'll also have to get, ooh, Mudshot. Yeah, sure. I'm also going to have to make sure that I get a couple of Evolution Stones before next week's episode as well. Resistor, Charge Beam. Sure, I'll take Charge Beam. Come on, Resistor, Self-Destruct. Yes, I will take that. We'll get rid of Light Screen because you're never going to live long enough to really do much with it. Keep going. And now Super Macho Man. Keep going, Super Macho Man. Seismic Toss, absolutely a great move. Being able to deal fixed amounts of damage is extremely strong. Revenge, sure, we'll take that over Leer. Still got more levels to go, Super Macho Man. Vital Throw, we'll take that over Foresight. He has a very diverse move pool. Alright, there is a Machoke. Submission, pretty damn good. Okay. So, now let's decide who's coming into the fight. Super Macho Man is actually going to stay. You are going to swap with Feraligatr. And you are going to swap with Ampharos. And you're going to swap with Shuckle. Okay, so let's make the team here. I think Machoke is the only one I don't have a GIF of. So we're just going to grab that. And Xatu is not on the team and hasn't been for a while. Adamant Poliwrath is peak. Yes, it really, really is. Okay, here is Machoke. And Xatu is instead... who the hell am I missing here? Feraligatr, Sudowoodo, Beedrill, Ampharos, Shuckle. You're supposed to be Shuckle. Perfect. Okay. So here is my team going in. So his Seal and his Dugong do not actually have any water type attacks. So we're actually pretty good having Flowey open that up. Rock Tomb and Rock Slide are very good here. Beyond that, Super Macho Man is really damn strong. Revenge might be about the strongest thing I could open with, honestly. Alright. Yes, alright, we have our team. Timid. Yes. We take what we got. It's still a lot of power. Yeah. I know it's not gonna outspeed anything. That's the entire point. Especially not Seal and Dugong. So we can make use of Revenge more effectively. I might outspeed Seal. So against that one, I think I will open... Alright, I still think leading with Machoke... No, probably leaving with Katie is the best move. So that maybe we can get out some quick kills. If we can bait them into going straight into... Piloswine. Piloswine will absolutely open with Hail, which gives me a clean switch into Super Macho Man. And then, assuming I survive a Blizzard, I can hit with Revenge. So that is going to be my plan. Alright, let's do this. Katie, you know what to do. Discharge. Okay, as expected, Piloswine. I am guessing that it is going to go open with either Hail or Mud Bomb. Either way, I think I have a safe switch to Super Macho Man. It does open with Hail, like I suspected. So I'm guessing that Blizzard comes next. Do you know Pokemon Close Combat? I know of the move, yes. Exactly as I predicted. I think I might survive this. I do, and we're hitting with a base 120 power Revenge in return, which I think at the least gets it down to potion range. No, it just kills it. Okay. That plan went exactly like I wanted it to. That is perfect, flawless execution. Alright. But no, none of my Pokemon know close combat. If the question is ever, do I know a Pokemon fan-made game? Unless it's Pokemon Infinite Fusion or Uranium, the answer is always going to be no. Absolutely perfect. Alright, we lock you into an Encore. We now know what you're going to be doing for the next several turns. And with that knowledge, I'm pretty sure Katie survives the Aurora Beams just fine. There we go. Okay. Price is defeated. And we have earned our 7th badge. We also got the TM for Hail. That was a perfectly executed gym battle that actually had some more strategy than just kill everything in one hit. It actually required some strategy. And I executed that strategy flawlessly with complete understanding of what my opponents were capable of. Alright. I did it. I actually pulled it off. So the only thing left that I can do at this point... Oh. Hello, roaming dogs. The only thing left that I can do today is to hit the Cliffgate areas. So let's do that real quick. We're going to put Beedrill away for Xatu. Make a quick change to the team here. Okay. There is Xatu. So these are going to be the last areas that I currently have access to. And yeah, we'll have that be the leading team. Okay. So let's finally go this way. First off, Cliff Edge Gate. Is that a location with anything meaningful in it? Cliff Edge Gate. Guaranteed Wooper or Quagsire. guaranteed Wooper or Quagsire. But I think you have to rock climb to reach it, so we'll make a note of that. Okay, there we go. Alright, next we reach Route 47. We learned previously that Route 47 really only had Pokemon accessible after we get Waterfall. Perfect. And we're going to go ahead and fight people here because they are genuinely no threat to me. There we go. Revive. That sells for money. Cool. Yes, we are going up the ladder. Oh. Well, Cliff Cave is dead. Which is fine. I don't think there was anything we could actually do with Cliff Cave. Actually, there was Golbat, Geodude, Machop, Onix, Krabby, Kingler, Wooper, Quagsire, Graveler, Machoke, Steelix. Crap load of Pokemon there, but almost all of them. Close Combat's roster also includes Mega Lopunny, so there's a chance Mega Barbaracle will be added. I don't put my faith in fan-made projects to continuously update with all new things. This is the fight! This is the goddamn fight! This fight was such a problem the last run. This was so goddamn hard. Alright. Yeah, you're goddamn right we're gonna kill you this time. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Run on borrowed time. You say that like you think they have a good chance of being, like, taken down. That's not really what I mean. It's just, I don't think it's reasonable to expect someone to continuously update a passion project they made for free over the course of several years. Some do. Some actually legitimately do, and that's really special and wonderful that they do that. But I don't think it's a reasonable thing to expect to be ongoing. Okay, that's fine. We can kill them both with a Surf, we just need to swap out to something that can tank a Surf. Ryu can take a Surf. There we go. Also has Great Tusk. Nintendo is very heavy on protecting their IP. There's actually a legitimate reason for that. In Japanese law, it's actually very easy for a company to lose any copyright case if you can point out that they have clearly and demonstrably not defended their IP thoroughly. So if Nintendo is not taking continual action to protect their IP, there's actually a genuine possibility that third parties could begin to utilize their IPs and potentially even win court cases that would be brought against them. That is why you will really see a lot of Japanese companies very, very, very aggressively defend their IP. In some cases. Obviously, they don't have the time or the resources to go after every single case, but they have to be making a clear demonstration that they have ongoing efforts to aggressively defend their IP. Otherwise, they are not defending their IP is a valid defense against copyright infringement claims. And if you lose on one of those claims, it can open up the floodgates to other people. Oh, that's interesting. This is actually Route 48 areas. So that's one of the reasons that you will actually see that. It actually is a legitimate legal issue. Okay, Route 47... Morning is Tauros, Gloom, Farfetch, Hophap, Firo, Vulpix, Girafarig, Diglett. Day and night. Night actually has a 29% chance of a Vulpix. I think that's absolutely what I want to do, is to aim for the 29% Vulpix. Keep in mind, I'm not saying that Nintendo's actions are entirely excusable, merely that they are understandable. Holy crap, it's a fire type! That is a goddamn fire type. Oh, that's a fire type. Mystic, you named the last Pokemon, I believe. Cole? Cole, you're on naming duty for Vulpix. Unless someone else is watching from chat and says so right now, Cole gets to name this. And it's even going in a special ball. Name it S. Oh my god, that is so damn good to get. Alright, no one else chimed in. Its name is S. Holy crap. Okay, making note of that. That was Route 48 with Vulpix. Oh my god, that was good. Holy crap. That is good. Okay, that actually leads to this area, Safari Zone Gate, which also has a unique name. So the only potential capture here is Ladybug. So we're just going to headbutt trees and see if a Ladybug pops out. And if not, we won't get anything here either. Come on. And it is a Hoot Hoot. The Safari Zone Gate is dead. And lastly, Safari Zone, where I believe we basically run into a Geodude. I think we found last time that if we run around in a different area, we don't actually get any encounters at all. Nope, I was wrong. That is a goddamn Quagsire. Okay, we have our Safari Zone encounter. If we catch this, this will be on Mystic to name. Okay, nope, it fled. Alright, no encounter for the Safari Zone. Yep. the important thing is that we did good. Okay, so that is Safari Zone X. Nothing captured there. Okay. That is going to be it for today's episode. Next time, we are going to be clearing out the rocket tower. Well, not the rocket tower, the radio tower in Goldenrod City. We're going to be getting our 8th badge, and we are going to be progressing to the Elite Four. We have so many Pokemon. We have so goddamn many Pokemon. This Nuzlocke has been amazing. It also means a lot of Pokemon have gotten locked out for future runs. In between now and next week, I'm going to get evolution stones for Poliwhirl, Execute, and Vulpix. And I will also go and grab, like, basically any items in any of the different areas that we have been to. So yeah, I will take care of all of that on my own time. I just want to recap what happened today. We caught a Stantler on Route 37. We caught a Goldeen on Route 42. We caught a Vulpix on Route 48. We caught a Coughing in the Burned Tower. We caught a Shuckle in Cyanwood. Well, we got a Shuckle in Cyanwood City. We caught a Poliwag in Ecruteak City. We got an Execute at the Lake of Rage. We got a Machop at Mount Mortar. We got an Electrode in the Rocket Hideout. We got a Natu at the Ruins of Alph. We got a Slowpoke at the Slowpoke Well. All of that happened just today. And we had one casualty. One. We lost a Noctowl. We have done so damn good. And I genuinely cannot wait for next week. Thank you all so much for being here today. This has been tremendous fun. You can be here tomorrow for more RPG Maker, our, Sunday tradition of RPG Maker. The current daily series, actually right now it's going to be, I think, 3 days of Dwarf Fortress. My very first time playing Dwarf Fortress, and without looking up how to play Dwarf Fortress. Followed that is going to be Nekopara. I'm going to be playing Nekopara Volume 3, where I am going to be harshly critiquing and analyzing the ethical, social, and economic ramifications of a world with cat girls. So that's going to be fun. There are also going to be episodes of Metroid Prime 4 that are going to be going up every other day, in addition to the regular daily videos. Next week, Nuzlocke stream a week from today, and RPG Maker stream next week, just like usual. So, damn, I'm in a good mood today. I'm in good mood, I'm in good form. I'm feeling productive and happy, and I am glad that you were all here to share that with me. Thank you very much for that. It really is special. And I will see you all on the next one. It is time to make the sound to summon the end of the stream. Wah, 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 wah.